What's up? Oh, yo, incredible athletes. How are you doing there, my friend? My friend, do you believe in love? Well, if you do, first hit the like button and respect yourself for clicking this video. You see here, today we shall be reacting to videos. Very interesting videos with the intentions of spreading peace, unity, making sure all earthlings are forgiving towards one another and living with honesty. That way we can have a world full of good vibes. I am Y311H. My friend here is Kasungu. Straight out of Africa with lots of good vibes. Let's dive in. Look at this. Beach worms. Oh. Hey, what type of worm is this? Why does it look like that? Hey. Wow, 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 wow. You mean that is a worm, my friends? It looks like a snake. Something very big is hiding in the glaciers of Antarctica. Ha! But this good vibes guy here is going to showcase it to us. You see? And as you can see, my friends. Oh. Ha! What is that is hiding there? Oh, my friends, look at this. This is unbelievable. You mean you can use this stuff for Google like this for zooming in on Earth, and it's crazy. Look at that stuff there. Do you see it? Looks like half of one of those flying stuff we have been seeing here. And it's quite creepy, man. Oh, this is crazy. If you have any idea of what this might be, please tell us, my friend there, you see? And hit the like button. Watch till the end, because the videos that are coming up, oh, they are extremely wonderful and interesting. You see, just like this one here with some stuff here that is hard to explain. You see, so you should really be honest with one another.
There are three things that you need to come to terms with in life. Number one, if they wanted to, they would. Number two, no response is a response. And number three, not everybody has the same values, the same goals, or the same heart that you do.
All that things are good vibes things, you see?
Anything that you've seen in Star Trek and can imagine we've done at the Lockheed Skunk Works, not at Area 51, but at the desert base, the underground facility. Well, you know, everyone talks about Area 51. That's an old one. It's still operational. A more state-of-the-art one is actually in the Dugway Proving Grounds, which is in Utah.
I'm going to put a picture up of it right now.
That facility, there's something called the Avery sector. There's a vast underground facility there where there are these assets. There's an extraterrestrial vehicle that was being studied there. They're down by these electromagnetic pulse weapons. The ET craft are completely electromagnetic.
So they're downing these aircraft with basically a directed EMP weapon.
You know, a kinetic weapon would not be so effective. Missile or a laser. But an electromagnetic pulse or scalar weapon stuns them and they'll come down. Sometimes they crash, sometimes they're intact. If they're intact, then you have the whole thing to study. This man was in a facility where they had an entire intact one.
Yo, man, look at this stuff. You see, it's hard to believe that this stuff crashed. You see? How did they happen? Yo, look at how it is moving just there, freely in the air. Looks like it is just being pushed by the wind. You see, this stuff are crazy stuff, my friends. And if this stuff they are made by humans, then it's unbelievable. Even this stuff that is there, this one looks like it's going through some portal of some kind. Oh, this is unbelievable. How is this stuff able to do these things? You see? Oh, this is crazy, man. How can you explain these wonderful renderings? If this is real, man, this is unbelievable.
This crazy video is coming out of Smyrna Beach, New Smyrna Beach in Florida today, April 24th, 2024. The crazy part about all of this is there's still no official word from authorities. And the only reason why local media started publishing stories about this crazy explosion is because people from TikTok and Instagram started posting videos. But yet, no official word on what the heck exploded out in the ocean. The only thing that they're saying is it's a controlled burn. What? That's a mushroom cloud. Take a look at this.
What the heck? That is massive. That's miles away.
What could have caused that explosion, man?
Nikola Tesla was the inventor of the 20th century. This is a fluid propulsion patent of his from 1908. Take a look at that. Fluid propulsion patent. You know who he didn't like and who he didn't get along with? A guy named Thomas Edison. That signature's on the back of this invitation to a banquet for American electricians. But yeah, Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla did not get along, partly because they had competing ideas for direct current and alternating current. And Edison really tried to destroy the reputation of Tesla and tried to scare people from his AC current. In fact, what did Edison do? He set up displays in New York City where he electrocuted animals, horses, calves, dogs in public. What do you think would happen today if you do that, to try to say, look how dangerous this electricity is, and he electrocuted those animals in front of people? But I know growing up, all I heard was Edison, but Tesla's definitely had a resurgence. And tell me what you think about Nikola Tesla.
So Stephen Gray said that the huge UFO that had a building built over it was in South Korea, and it is more or less being confirmed that that is the location, and the reason for the national security issue is because of North Korea. Because if North Korea was to find out that South Korea has a UFO hidden, they will go and invade that country. They will go straight in. They will not think twice about it. Kim Jong-un will go straight in there. So we were trying to guess where this was, and it was a laboratory place. Well, apparently this place is a laboratory place. It is used for multi-purposes. And it's been built specifically just for this UFO to be kept hidden, because it was brought down in the mountains and they couldn't move it. It was too big. So Stephen Gray was telling the truth, it looks like. Just developments that have been coming out over the last couple of hours saying that it is because of this national security risk, which is from North Korea. I'm going to do a bit more digging on it, so there'll be updates on this, but just letting people know quickly what is happening with that location.
Yo, man. Yo, this is crazy stuff. What's in here? Oh, look at... Ha! Whoa. My friends. Good people of Earth. What's going on here? This is now unbelievable stuff.
Multi-world champion in jiu-jitsu, Fifi from the Bronx. What she's doing here is draining a seroma from her ear. This was probably a blood clot which reabsorbed, leaving the liquid behind. But if you don't drain this, this leads to that classic cauliflower ear. You also have to, don't drink it, you have to apply compression to the skin so it doesn't reform. And actually, interestingly, when we spin blood down, it separates into the red blood cells and some other cells, and then this serous fluid is left behind, which contains all the growth factor. This is what we can put on your face when we do microneedling to increase collagen growth.
Oh, new stuff, those ones. What are these airplanes flying over Mexico? Oh, this is crazy, man. Do you think these are normal airplanes? Oh, these are strange stuffs. Why? I don't think aeroplanes can fly many of them like that at once, you see? But myself, having never boarded one, I can't explain about it. But now what is this? This is crazy. Why? Do you mean these are aeroplanes doing those crazy stuff like that? Oh, these are unexplainable stuff, my friends. Or these are... what are these? It looks like they're exploding. And then... oh, what? My friends! What's going on here? This is crazy stuff. Good people of Earth watching from Mexico. Did you see this stuff going on there in your sky? What was it? Please tell us, man, because this is unbelievable. Or you guys were having some celebration there and released fireworks? Because this looks like fireworks, and now it's hard to explain. If this is not fireworks, then you guys will need to sit down, be honest with one another, and explain this stuff. How can you say this is normal stuff? You see? Today the stars decided to do something like some dance there, because this is crazy stuff. All of those glowing objects in the sky, and oh, this is unbelievable. Oh, these are the things that are hard to fathom.
So he sent one to tell them the truth. They don't see it. They don't see it. Trapping a lion and trapping a squirrel is two different things. In spite of those who attacked you, God actually sent you because of his love for them. They were lions. They needed a stronger trapper. God wanted to bring those souls to him. From the outside looking in, when you're looking at it from through a carnal eye, your enemy is offended because of what you have revealed to them. But God sent one to them because he made them in the mold of a lion. So the trapper had to be strong. And the lion is going to be offended when he get in the cage. And that's what God sent you for. God sent you for a strong species of man and woman. God made you in the mold of the prophet and the messenger. Your words are often harsh because those who you got to deal with, like I've said before, are of horrific nature. They are lions and lionesses. So God sent you to trap those lions and bring those lions and lionesses unto him. But they are brutally offended while they're inside the cage.
This Mars picture real? This here should be Mars. This here is a GeoSpy app. Analyze this. Let's drag it over to this. And loading. This picture is taken in Jordan. So let's hop over to Google Earth and let's type in Jordan. There are many places where this picture could have been taken. All you need to do is to look at those areas where those black rock formations are. Then go to Street View. There we go. Right here. All of those stones. And the mountains in the background. Yeah, without the car. Would be a nice spot to tell you that this is taken on Mars. Compare these pictures. Just the brown. You need just another color of a filter of sky with brown. But yeah, according to this spy app here, it is taken in Jordan. Right? So, happy thinking.
There is a battle right now over your soul, and this is nothing new. This has been going on ever since you were even first thought about, okay? Ever since you have ever existed, there's been a battle over your soul. It's about to just get way more intense than it's ever been. And the most important thing that you need right now for this battle is the tool of discernment. That's the tool, that's the weapon that's going to help you win this battle. But how do you get discernment? How do you know whether you're supposed to be doing something or whether you're supposed to be walking away from that thing? And that's very simple. Go to God and ask God to fill you with the Holy Spirit and watch what starts happening in your life. Watch how much your life changes and how quickly it changes. This is not something that you just know. Okay, this is not an intuition thing. This is something that God gives you, God fills you up with, and in turn, you're able to decide and discern whether you're supposed to be doing something or not. And as we enter this age of AI, I'm telling you guys, the age of the influencer is over. It's going to be the age of AI now. As we enter this age of AI, things are going to get really scary and really crazy. And there's going to be implications that we don't even understand at this moment. And they're going to happen super fast. Okay? They're already happening. We just haven't noticed yet. We just haven't seen it yet, but it's already happening. The number one most important tool that you need is discernment, and you need it now because you need to start developing this. So ask God, ask the Holy Spirit to fill you up, ask God for discernment, accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and watch how quickly your life changes, and watch how easily it is for you to discern whether you're supposed to be doing something or not. It is that easy.
طيب هذه أشكال الكواكب بالخارطة الفلكية اللي ما يعرفش كالكواكب هذه هي أشكالها بأسمائها.
Look at this guy. Hey, this good vibes guy here is performing what looks like magic, you see? But it's just tricks and it's good vibes, yeah. He's just learned how to deceive the human mind, you see? Have you ever used these symbols, power, magic, energy, harmony, healing, intuition? Allegedly, if you put your hands in those stances, you can
Put the truth
channel
of
those stuff.
fulfillment right in our face. Watch this. What are they trying to tell y'all?
Very much. So now what? I'm afraid we may just find out, Eddie.
God's word tells us in Job chapter 37, verse 18, Hast thou with him spread out the sky, which is strong and as a molten looking glass, which is referring to God's firmament. Is that why Hillary always talked about breaking that glass ceiling?
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks.
Or remember that time Bill Nye slipped up and said we can't leave the earth?
One thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the earth. There's no place to go.
Guys, they know the truth, and they're going to continue to put it right in our face. But send this to somebody that needs to see this. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. And if you're not already following me, follow me so you never miss a video. And like always, God bless.
Yo man, always hit the like button, kanji, and leave comments. Oh, is that a real animal, my friends? Good people
Have you
over.
heard about the UFO that crashed this couple's wedding? Crazy UFO speeding at 2,000 miles an hour crashes couple's wedding on the beach.
Look behind you. Insane. Whoa, did you see that?
This has to be one of the best UFO sightings ever caught in a video. UFO spotted flying over Miami, Florida.
Sí, eso no es un extraterrestre. Es una máquina del gobierno captando una señal.
Son sondas ondeando señales o identificando patrones en el comportamiento de la Tierra, quién sabe. Unas ondas bien inteligentes como los superdrones.
Oh my god, what was this UFOs up?
After having spent some time in the Navy, and this is his first video on TikTok. Check this out.
So you really need more. You need more of these eyes. See that?
After having his account and his videos deleted, he opened a second account and uploaded this video. Check this out. Now.
What you're about to hear is real. My name, it's not too important. The information that I'm about to tell you is extremely important. I was an intelligence specialist with the United States Navy. Since then, if you watch my other videos, you realize that strange things have started to happen to my body. If you remember, my eye has started to get more of a slit and a reptilian, or I guess snake eye appearance. If you look at my other videos, or what I'm adding right here, you can actually see up close what my eye looks like. If you remember, my body in certain areas, like for example, you look at my elbows on both sides, I'm growing additional limbs. My hands, my thumbs, they're extending and growing too. At first, I just put out a cry for help on TikTok. I didn't know who's gonna answer, who's gonna respond. Other people out there that went through similar experiences. I'm one of, if you notice, the first people.
Oh my god. Please, good people of Earth, always spread good vibes and be honest. And this is a test for your third eye activation. Huh? Which animal are you seeing? Hey, is it a mouse, a sheep, a monkey, or a gazelle? Huh? Please leave your answer in the comment section. Which animal do you see when you close your eyes? Even if it's a dinosaur, tell us. UFO makes fighter jet vanish into thin air. What? Oh, can't you watch till the end and let me know what you think about it, see? In the comment section. Did you see that stuff? Wait. Oh, that was a jet there, chilling, moving in the sky. Then what looks like some glowing object comes and takes it over. Crazy, man.
How do you see us?
Like this. Sometimes like this. Sometimes like this. Can you be more specific about what you mean by that question?
Yeah, I guess the question is, how do beings that are outside our planet see us and
well, we have
see
different
our
ways
behaviors?
depending upon the being. Right now, we are simply perceiving your energy patterns. We are seeing you in a holographic kind of format that allows us to connect into what we need to connect into of your collective consciousness in order to download information to you that you have requested. So we're not so much seeing you just physically, per se. We're not really seeing you, in a sense, physically at all. We are seeing you vibrationally as a series of patterns that are interpreted in our consciousness in a variety of holographic conceptual ways, depending upon what is being communicated.
Are there beings that have, like on their spaceships, screens where they can see what's going on the planet?
Yes.
So how are they doing that?
Well, again, there are a variety of technologies depending upon the civilization. One civilization that does that has the ability to understand, well, let me back up. We have to some degree explained to you how our spacecraft work, in the sense that it is all about vibrational resonance location. The idea that every location has a vibrational signature, and that an object doesn't exist in a location. An object, in a sense, contains a vibrational locational signature that makes it seem to occupy space in a particular place and time. But the location is one of the variables of the object's equation, energy equation. As we change the variable in our spaceships, the spaceship changes location, because that is simply the idea of the spaceship existing at the new vibrational locational signature point. Similarly, the technology is that when you know that location is a particular frequency, then you can create a system where you dial up a particular locational resonance, and you can have a mechanism that simply translates that particular reference point visually, if you wish, even in your mind or on a screen. Does that make sense to you? Do you understand what we are describing as a technology?
Yes, it sounds very interesting. I mean, are people being watched while they're walking around in the privacy of their homes?
Sometimes.
That's pretty interesting.
But never without permission. You understand?
Yes, but how does somebody give permission?
Sometimes they give permission on another level.
Oh, like in dream state.
The physical mind may not be aware of the permission that has been given, but the permission has been given. And again, it will always be done, at least on our behalf, relatively unobtrusively. Privacy will be maintained where it is truly desired.
So what would be the purpose of watching someone?
Learning.
Like how humans do things?
Yes. And there are other reasons. Observing what humans are, in a sense, absorbing of the information that they have learned, how they are applying it. Because sometimes we have recognized that humans will apply information differently in private than they do in public. So we learn a lot about you in private that we don't get a chance to learn by watching you in public. And that's why we say you make good TV. Because there are often great dichotomies between your private persona and your public one. And we learn a lot about who you really are and what your personality really is all about by observing the private one in certain contexts.
Yeah, I can see that. That's really true. So
Yes.
that's cool that you guys can do that.
Again, not without permission and not without there being a reason, in a sense, that will ultimately serve you in a positive way.
Right. That's
we have
wonderful.
no purpose or reason to simply be invasive.
Yeah.
It
no.
is only being done because there is a mutual agreement that what we are doing will benefit you in some way, shape, or form.
That's wonderful, Bashar.
Yo, man, please leave your thoughts on that wonderful source. Mystical and mysterious key was found someplace there. We don't know who found it, but let's see how this key works. Oh my god. It's like this key can fit in some holes there on some stone. Huh? You mean storage man had keys for his house? Hey, this is unbelievable. Oh, good people of Earth. Or what do you think this key was used for? This is crazy stuff, my friends. You see? Oh my god. It's like this guy found this key on this place because now, how is he trying it on this stone? You see? Or maybe he knows something we don't. And the whole okay, my god, it's like he opened the door there. And the door leads to what looks like some tunnel down there, my friends, you see? Which is unbelievable. Who dug this? Oh, Stone Age man or caveman must have been very wise back then, you see? To build a secure home for himself like that.
Yo, are you seeing this? Yo, holy shit. Yo. Where the fuck you go? Dude.
What are those things? Did you see them? Did you see them, guys?
Exactly what I'm talking about when north to south circumnavigation has been done 0 times. But if you haven't seen my last video, go check it out. But anyways, here we go. So let's try going from Cape Town, South Africa to Auckland, New Zealand. Here we have Cape Town, South Africa to Auckland, New Zealand. Alrighty, hit search. 1 stop. Alright, let's look at the flight path. So here we got Cape Town to Doha. Then Doha to Auckland. So Google's most quickest and logical way to get from Cape Town, South Africa to Auckland, New Zealand is to stop all the way up in Doha, passing the equator. But hold on, let me get this straight. We have Cape Town, South Africa right here and Auckland, New Zealand right here. But they want us to stop all the way up in Doha, passing the equator, which doesn't make any sense if we live on a supposed globe. So here we have Cape Town, South Africa right here and Auckland, New Zealand right here. Now the most fastest and most fuel efficient for the plane would be from Cape Town, South Africa to Auckland, New Zealand. Straight path, right over Antarctica. But no, they want you to stop all the way up in Doha. I think I know why, because Antarctica isn't a continent on the bottom side of a ball. It's actually an ice wall that surrounds us. So here we have the Gleason's map, which all pilots use, by the way. So here we have Cape Town, South Africa right here, Doha somewhere right here, and Auckland, New Zealand right here. Straight path. Like, ain't that weird, guys? Is that why in their flight dynamics summary assume a flat, non-rotating Earth? But please, send this to somebody that needs to see this. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. And if you're not already following me, follow me so you never miss a video. And like always, God bless.
Now how can you explain that? You see? It's crazy stuff.
I know some of you think this is fake, but it's not. I had a deliverance I was doing about 2 days ago, and a couple Greek guys came up. I was casting them out through the Holy Spirit, of course, and then Satan's spirit came up, and I began to tell the spirit to leave, and I began quoting Bible scriptures for it to leave, and I noticed that the spirit kept talking, so I finally asked, I said, is the Lord allowing you to tempt me? And he said, yes. Because usually when a demon comes up, You know, you just tell them to leave, you speak the Bible scripture, and you cast them out in Jesus' name. And so the Satan spirit kept asking me to join him in the kingdom of darkness. He said, I'll pay you $1 million a day. He even told me, he said, if you accept my offer right now, I'll have somebody put $2 million in your account today, right now. And I began to laugh, and I was like, you know why I'm laughing? He's like, no, why are you laughing? I said, I'm laughing because you're pathetic. I said, you think that I serve God because of money. That's not why I serve God. I don't serve God because of money. I don't serve God to be rich. I serve God because I love him for who he is. I don't serve him because he gives me things or he can give me things, okay? And so he tells me, I'll give you $1 million a day. Then he tells me, oh, I'll give you $2 million a day. He said, that's 700 and something million dollars a year I'll pay you. He said, you'll be the richest person on the world. He said, I'll pay you. You can buy all the cars you want, all the RVs, all, you know, houses. Because, I mean, you know, I like RVs. I like cars. That, you know, these are things that God has blessed me with. But these are not things that I go crazy over. But it's something that God has blessed me with. And so I'm like, I don't want your money. I don't want anything from you. Okay. Then he tries to bribe me and says, well, I'll give you and your family, not just your household, but everybody in your cousins, aunts, uncles, dad, everybody. I'll pay them $10,000 a day, including the money that I'm giving you. I said, I don't want your money. I don't need your money. Okay. So then he begins to say, oh, well, then if you're not going to take my offer, then I'm going to torture your family member that's in hell. I'm going to torture them more. And I begin to say, okay, well, you know, if they're in hell, then, you know, they made a decision. You know, they made a decision to be there. That's not anything, that doesn't have anything to do with me. Okay. So then I just, you know, I really just want to tell you guys, like, Satan is really out here making deals. And I believed, I knew if I had accepted that deal, I'm telling you, that $2 million would have been real. That's not a game. He has his people here. He has his people here just like God. God has people here. Satan has people here too. Okay, that can do almost anything that, you know, he has the connects, and he can give you certain things, but you got to understand it comes at a cost. It comes at a cost. The thing I want to tell you about this whole ordeal was the Holy Spirit revealed to me while he was talking to me that this wasn't so much about me. You know, it was more about the souls that God has ordained for me to save. It's about their souls. It's not about me, because, you know, he even told me, he said, you can take my money and then just repent before you die and you still go to heaven. And I'm like, that's a lie. That reminded me of kind of, you know, that when he offered Jesus, like, oh, you know, if you worship me, I'll give you all these kingdoms and all this stuff. No. I don't want that. You know, and I even quoted the Bible scripture. I told him, I said, what is the profit of man to gain the world and lose his soul? I told him that straight up. I quoted Bible scriptures just like Jesus did. I did the same exact thing. The Bible says, submit to God, resist the devil, and he shall flee. And so after he finished bribing me, because I basically tuned out after I told him no. He kept talking, and I listened, but that was it. And after I listened, then that was pretty much it. I casted him out, and he left. But I want to tell you guys something. This is real. The enemy will offer you things, physical things, or worldly things, but you're not to take them, because guess what? If you want to operate, you can't operate under the kingdom of darkness and the kingdom of light. So you had to choose a side. The Bible says, I wish you were hot or cold, not lukewarm. You can't be a lukewarm Christian. You got to be hot or cold. You got to be all in for God or all in for Satan. So, you know, just don't take any bribes from him. My wife even tells me she hears voices sometimes asking her the same thing. Hey, I'll give you $2 million, or I'll give you $1 million if you just serve me. Because they know my wife is the other half of me. So if they get her, they got me. So that's why it's important for you to not to be unevenly yoked as well. So I just want to tell you guys that. And I hope you guys learned something. Have a blessed day.
Less than 15. Yo, man. Just leave your thoughts on that. Ha! Hey, wait, my friend. Look at this. Something flying into the portal. See? And allegedly this is a true video, no CGI, but you be the judge. Tell us what you see here, you see? And this is the video in slow-mo. Oh, that stuff comes from up, and something that looks, that is unbelievable. Oh my god. Hey, and then there's this book here. Look at this. Square and stationary. Map of the square and stationary Earth. Hiya. Oh my god. Who drew this map? Hey, my friends. Do you think these men are flying on the globe at the rate of 65,000 miles per hour? How is that possible? Oh, and there is 4 angels holding the Earth. Hey? 4 angels steering on the... Oh my god, this is unbelievable. Professor Orlando drew this map, and he said this, that this is allegedly what he thought, or what he had understood maybe the Earth looks like. You see? And now, my friends, in modern day and this time, look at this guy, Professor's work here, piece of art, and tell us what you think about it. You see? You leave your thoughts and comments. Yeah? What had inspired this professor? Do you think he might have come up to something, or this was just his thoughts? You see, humans are full of good vibes, and everybody is allowed to have their own opinion, you see, and you should love one another for being just themselves, you see. Good vibes to yourself, peace and love to you. Hit the like button if you haven't, and by the way, if you didn't get my name, I am Y311H, and I have a friend of mine here who is chilling. Hey, say hi. It's called Kasugumo. Wait, look at that side. And it's full of good vibes. You're straight out of Africa. My friend, you can also hit the notification button so that every time a good vibes video is uploaded, you'll be the first one to come across it, you see, and help us in spreading love. Now that map, did you see your country or where you come from in that map? Hey, this is the opening of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Where? The Holy Sepulchre. Do not know what church is that. There's some good vibes guy here, you can see. Friends, do you know of that?
Check this out, you guys. Hollow Earth may be a real thing. Scientists have discovered a massive ocean, a huge, extensive reservoir that's 3 times the size of all the oceans on the planet put together. They have determined that all the water that's on the surface of the Earth is actually coming from inside of the Earth, y'all. Check this out.
Scientists have found an ocean under the Earth's surface, a massive one at that. Sounds staggering, right? Let me tell you all about it. The discovery has been made some 700 kilometers deep into the Earth. The ocean lies just above the lower mantle in something called the mantle transition zone. The water is present in a rock known as ringbudite. And do you know how big this ocean is? About 3 times the volume of all the planet's oceans combined. So if you take all of the Earth's oceans and triple them, that is the amount of water discovered inside the Earth. Now the question is, how does this water get there? Was it present when our planet was formed, or did it appear due to some process that happened later? Now, according to the findings presented in a 2014 scientific paper, the water cycle extends deep into the Earth's interior. Scientists believe the oceanic crust slides under adjoining plates of crust and sinks into the mantle, carrying water with it. They have now concluded that there is a mantle transition zone that acts as a large reservoir of water. That is because the minerals in this zone have a high water storage capacity. Consider ringwoodite. The rock in which the ocean has been found, it has a crystal structure that attracts hydrogen. It is basically like a sponge which soaks up water. Researchers also studied earthquakes to make this discovery. They deployed an extensive network of 2,000 seismographs across the US and scrutinized seismic waves emitted by over 500 earthquakes. You see these waves traveling through Earth's inner layers experience deceleration when passing through damp rock, and this indicated that there is indeed an extensive water reservoir inside planet Earth. Now that the ocean has been unearthed, it challenges our understanding of the source of Earth's water. All this while we thought water circulated between the atmosphere, surface water bodies and the underground water table. But we never knew that it was present deep inside the earth as well. How does it affect the cycling of water? Do we need to redraw the water cycles in our textbooks? The scientific endeavor behind this revelation was led by Stephen Jacobson, a researcher at Northwestern University. He now asserts that there is significant evidence supporting that Earth's water originated internally.
Crazy, huh? Or not crazy? As above, so below, as within, so without. Everything comes from within, right? Yeah, this is how you look in the physical, but what's inside of you internally? What's working inside of you internally? You have billions of beings inside of you working internally. Wouldn't that be the same case for the Earth as well? So, does this also prove Atlantis and mermaids and hollow Earth, right? Wouldn't there people be living inside of the Earth because water is life? That's civilization. Again, the age of Aquarius is bringing out all the truth, y'all. All the truth to the surface. What do you guys think about this video? This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
Oh, my friends, how can you explain these things now? You see? And then there's this. Oh, looks like some heat there with a flat base. How is this possible? Why does this resemble some tree stump? How? I don't know. Maybe just the resemblance of other stuff. But now this one is resembles nothing. Maybe some giant germs or bacteria or what is that thing? Eh? And then there's this, my friends. What looks like a head, but it's like some sphinx there with the coverings of vegetation around its head. But I don't know, you see, we are out here to see this stuff together, and you leave your thoughts on what you think it is, you see. Maybe it's just nature occurring naturally resembling stuff we have here. And this crazy tall mountain. Look at this one. Why does it have a flat base and looks like pyramids or stuff like those? I don't know, you see, we are just saying these videos are for entertainment purposes and spreading good vibes and love, you see. And with your help, wonderful soul, we can spread love to the whole world. Always hit the like button. And if you get that chance, also hit the super thanks button there, you see. Just to spread love and good vibes. No. And never forget to tell us where you are watching from, you see. This is crazy stuff in this world. Extremely crazy. Hey, wait, my friends. Wait, today now, this is, how can you, whoa, what are these things? Look at this, looks like, wow, my god, I don't even know what they look like. They look like giant bulbs floating, doing crazy stuff. Wow. Is this movie stuff or is this real, my friends? This looks like CGI stuff. Oh, it's crazy. But if this is real, this is mind-blowing. Because what is that thing? Or these days they make big flying bulbs, or what is this thing? Looks like some giant bulb. It's unbelievable stuff, this one. And it looks like it also even have a young one there, you see? Like some baby small light. What is this? Some orbs and a cable. Oh, wait. Looks like the one is rotating on the other or around the other. How is this possible? What are these things? Or this is just one stuff with two shining circular stuff. Oh, this is unbelievable. These are the things now that I don't even think grandparents can understand. You see, they say that those have lived long have wisdom, but now, you see, this ones now, my grandmother has never told me stories about such stuff. Don't think she knows them. Hey, look at this one. Huh? Hey, this good vibes guy here has some fantastic photo. Some 3D photo, or what do you call this? I don't know. The photo looks like it is playing there, it is moving. Or it's just one image that is playing with the eyes. I don't know. You guys, my friends, please share your thoughts on this. You see? Earthlings every day prove themselves to be full of good vibes.
Are you scared of me? Okay, so you say you're from the future and an evolutionary descendant of humans. You also say you're a different species. So, which one is it? Are you a descendant of humans or not? Then how do you English? Answer me. If you don't answer, I'll administer another radical on you. Do you understand? Now, how do you speak English? So you just picked up English, just like that. Because you're so smart for it. So, you said you know the origin of the universe, but you did not provide an explanation. So I ask you again, how was the universe created? Really? But you can't create something out of nothing. Sure is. Only a creator can make something from nothing. Wait, you contradicted yourself. So, but you said there is an origin to the universe. Here it is. I caught you in a lie. Right, so now you're talking nonsense. Again, how was the universe created so miraculously? This universe is a spontaneous event. Within the eternity of existence. Every event can, will, and has happened. Including this universe. There are an infinite number of universes. Virtually all can harbor so-called life. This universe is, by chance, stable. And has the occasional capacity to harbor so-called life. So life just happened, right? In this universe, yes. Life, the so-called insurmountable consequence of this universe's physical just random? Yes. This universe is meant to fit the so-called life. How so? Life on this and every world can be destroyed at any time by multitude of events. Such as? So the universe doesn't care if we live or die. I don't believe that for a second. We're more than just random. As I said, you are not capable of accepting the truths of existence. So, if we're just random, then there's no meaning to the universe. That is correct. So if there's no meaning in the universe, then what's the point of living? You just contradicted yourself again. No. You can't live a full life. You can't live a life at all. Do you think that meaning is somehow made up? Your species conjures meaning. But operates under the false belief that meaning is a mystical God. It is not. So, what is meaning? Meaning is what you make it. Okay, moving on. You said we humans would die as a species. So, tell me, when does the nuclear war start?
Bluetooth affects red blood cells.
I've always wondered about that. What is that doing to us?
Voltage-gated calcium channels on your cell membrane, and those actually get affected by Wi-Fi. And apparently you see like a change in the electrochemical balance across the actual membrane in response to things like Wi-Fi. Apparently Bluetooth affects red blood cells. I feel better when I don't have like the Wi-Fi router going, or I turn on everything at night. There's kill switches in all the bedrooms. So it's you walk into the house and it's just super clean. You know, everything's HEPA air filters, negative ion generators, no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth.
If you had your higher sensory perception turned on all the way up to the 15th dimension,
We could understand that.
this is what we look like. Okay? Now, most systems that teach you about the auric field and all of that will take you up to about, let's see, D1, 2, 3. They take you up to the 7th level. They'll show you the 7th level of the aura. They usually don't show you what's beyond there. Not a lot of people know what's beyond that, but some people do. The guardians do. Okay. We'll start with this. We have the physical body here. Right outside of the physical body, and you can learn to see this part, is something called the etheric body. And it kind of goes with the physical body. It's actually your particle body. It's actually where you're attached to your double, where your energy fields are attached. Okay? Right outside of that, right about, it's a little bit different for everybody, it's right about here. It's literally out in the atmosphere around you, is a bubble of energy that's not quite as defined, as it doesn't follow you quite as closely, it's a little looser. That's called the emotional body, and a lot of people know this part already. Okay. Now, the emotional body corresponds with the second dimension, and that means the second chakra also corresponds with the second dimension. Okay. So this level of your aura is your D2 frequencies, your D2 particle grid. Now, the next level up here is your mental body particle grid. And if you see it with higher sensory perception, it looks kind of gold. And it doesn't just hang out around you. Every one of these fields is around you, it permeates you too. It goes through every part of you, it saturates it. So it's like a level of saturation upon level of saturation, not just an onion skin that you're peeling. Okay, it's running right through you. So you have your D3 mental body, which gives you your mental focus here, conscious awakeness here. And it corresponds with the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra. Okay. Now, if you notice these red bands I have here, these are within the etheric field and within the particle grids. There's actually a reversal of the spin of the particles between these dimensions here, between 3 and 4. It creates a separation or polarization within the energy fields that you have to pick up a certain speed within your mental body grid before you can move through that and bring your astral body grid in. where you start to learn astral projection and all this kind of stuff. Usually it starts to happen because your soul inspires it. And you don't say, I'm going to learn to astral project. Some people do. But usually it starts to happen to you before you understand what is happening to you. All right, the next level up, after you go through that little level of polarization, let's call it, or reversal of spin of the particles, you have your D4. It goes with the fourth dimension. Some people call it the astral body, and they call the fourth dimension the astral plane. That's also a matter plane. It has matter to it, just like this, but it's a thinner level of matter. Up here is D5, and it creates the fifth level of the auric field, which is called by some the etheric template. I like that term. That's a term that Barbara Brennan uses. When I'm speaking with the Guardian Alliance, they tend to use terms that are, for one, hard to pronounce, and for two, we've never heard of it all before. You know, they have their own language, and instead of using some of their terms for these levels, I'm just going to stick with Barbara Brennan's interpretation because it's a lot easier. All right, so we have the etheric template. She calls it that because this level of the auric field, the fifth level, actually sets the pattern that the etheric body will hold, which sets the pattern for a double and for our physical body. Okay, so if we want to change structures in our physical body to a large degree, we have to access the fifth dimensional level of our parachydrates. Here is the sixth level of the auric field. That's, in Barbara Brennan's terms, it's called the celestial body. Okay, we basically just refer to that as the third level of the soul body. We consider D4 the first level of the soul body, D5 the second level and center of the soul body, and D6 the third level of the soul body. So there's three-dimensional frequency bands that compose your soul identity. Okay, and they're directly attached energetically to you. And it's the process of bringing them in to the body more to become conscious of it. Alright, now up here, there's D7. Barbara Brennan calls that the etheric template. We call it the first level of our monadic identity. Okay? A monad is basically the primary three tones that we were created from before we broke down into a double and ourselves, a part of come being and a part of K being. The monadic identity, which is composed of D7, D8 at the center, which corresponds with the galactic core literally out there in the universe someplace, and D9. They are our monad, and we call it the Tura. That's what the Guardians use. Other people have called it the monad, and they said that either term is fine. So D7 is the last level where you experience form. All right, like matter form at all. You don't have a physical body in D7. You have kind of like a pre-matter, semi-solid type body. In the soul body, you do have a matter body. It's not as dense as this one, but it is still a body. So once you get D7, after you evolve past D7, you just don't have form anymore, your consciousness. All right, but these levels of our identity exist right around us at all times, and we can evolve into bringing them into the body. You can have a D7 or a D8 awareness in a body, but the whole codes for D8 won't be activated because if they were to blow you out of core manifestation. All right, so one of our primary objectives in learning to evolve, consciously evolve, and to evolve our DNA and to evolve our spirit is to